One of the things that I admire about the new generations is that they confidently display shame, put themselves out there to do the things that most of us wouldn't do. And I'm not saying this in a very abusive way. No, I'm saying this in a way that compliments them. But I feel that if they can tune it into the positive way, it will work for them. Gone are the days when we're young. I'm from the millennium age. Our parents, the society will tell us that we should remember the child of whom we are and the family that we're coming out from. So you don't bring shame to your family. You don't do things that will affect your family or that will affect your name. So they make sure that you protect your name. They make sure that you don't go out there and disgrace your family however way it may want to happen, because they've taught you to put your family first in whatever you do. But gone are those days. These days, I don't know what they taught these new generations. I don't know what they heard. I don't know how they brought them up. But I still feel that even though they are the Gen Zs or Alpha Gen Zs, whatever they call them these days, we grew up in the same community, the same society. So even though we were brought up by different parents, different community, when I mean community, you have neighbors, you have family, friends, and everyone who come together to bring you up. So even though we're not brought up from the same family, I still feel that we practice the same cultures and we are surrounded by the same traditional ways of doing things. So I don't think it's so different in the way they raise them. I just feel that, it got to that point where parents are not really doing what they're supposed to be doing anymore. Even if the parents failed in their own aspect of doing things, I feel that as adults, as youth that we are, we need to bring ourselves up in a way that we put our generations, our forthcoming generations into considerations when we do things. I don't know if you get my point, because everything we do in this life, one way or another, it's being recorded, whether it's digitally recorded, spiritually recorded, physically recorded, written down, however way you want to put it. Everything we do in this life, somewhere, somehow, one way or another, it's being recorded. So even if you're displaying your confidence, you're displaying whatever you think you need to display, maybe that will get you recognition or put you out there. I don't know what your gain is, trying to be an influencer or whatever. You have to put your generation first, even if you don't even care about yourself, because there are generations upon generations that are coming after you, and everything you do right now is going to affect them one way or another, positively or negatively. I don't know why some youths will come on social media to display some kind of thing that are not supposed to be seen in the first place or heard in the first place, just because you want a cloud chase, or because you want the internet to pick you up, or because you want to be recognized, you want to go viral on social media. Trust me, social media will pass away. And even if social media stays, why don't you think about your future? Because I believe that we all have future. Whatever we do right now, our current actions affect our future, no matter how you want to put it. So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing, even though you're trying to go viral, it's not something that is going to affect your future, because people will not forget. Social media will never forget. And that's one thing about social media. Sometimes you think you're just clicking away, just swiping away, but subconsciously something is recording everything that you do. I don't want you to be scared. I just want you to understand that some way, somehow, somewhere, everything you are displaying on social media is being recorded, because you don't know the future ahead of you. You don't know what God has planned for you. You may think that you're just living life carefree. You don't care whatever happens tomorrow. If God is going to use you one way or another, you don't care if the society is going to need you one way or another. But trust me, you never can tell the future ahead of you. One day you can just wake up and say, I want to become a governor, I want to become a president, I want to become the first lady, I want to become a senator, I want to become this and that. You do know that in this country, everything you do has to be digged out before they can assign some things to you. And you know how the citizens of this country are, especially when you step on their toes, they will make sure to dig you out one way or another. So you don't want to do things that will complicate or that will affect your future. I am not saying that I am perfect. Trust me, I am not. Of course, if you want to search me, you want to check me out, whatever you're looking for, you will find. But I'm just saying this because I watch a lot of things on social media. I see people, I see what they do, and I feel that we should get to that point where we had a little shame to the way we do things. We had a little fear to the things that we do, because I feel that a lot of us, there is no fear in us anymore. I know that fear is not a good thing at all, but there's this type of fear that you must have that will avoid you from doing things that will affect you as a person, generation or affect your future or affect your family. Even if you think that your family is not worth it, or your family is not that kind of a family that you can be boastful of or praise on the social media, or you need to protect, regardless of the kind of family that you may come out from, whether they are good or bad, you still need to protect them one way or another. You don't have to wash your dirty clothes out on the social media because you feel that there is no family out there that is going to come after you, or there's no family that is that protecting. Honestly, you yourself are a family, and one day your generations will ask you, what did you do with your time when you were at our age? What did you do with your time when you were a youth? What did you do with your time when you were a teenager? All these things will be asked. They will ask you what you do when you are on social media. You know how these generations are. You can see the way the Gen Zs are. Gen Zs are people who are so sharp in behaviors. They think very fast. They don't even need to go and sit down before they can think of the right thing to do or the right decisions to make. They think about it while they are sitting down. So you can imagine the generations ahead of these Gen Zs, what they will do. So I am just saying that even if you call yourself Gen Zs, be careful of what you do. It is very important to understand that there is a future ahead of you. Social media will never forget. People will never forget. Like I said earlier, you don't know what the future holds. You don't know where you're going to. One day you may end up being the first lady of this country, the president of this country. You may end up being a senator. But the things that you do in the past are what people are going to hold you with. God help you don't step on the toes of the people in the politics, on the citizens, because they will dig you out. And all those things that you're doing now are what they're going to be using against you in future. So you want to check all the things that you do. You want to analyze them. Trust me, you can still have a very beautiful lifestyle. You can still live a very happy, sparkling, all stars, 5 stars lifestyle without having to showcase your body, say some words that are not necessary, or go to places that you're not supposed to go, or do those things that you think would gain you recognition or make you go viral on social media. Because at the end of the day, who are you doing? You're doing yourself. A lot of us know that all those things that we do on social media, at the end of the day, you are left on your own, and everything that you do on social media, you will only be the person thinking about it. Is this going to affect me or not? If you don't do it, then that means that somehow you've lost conscience, because you must be able to, at the end of the day, analyze what you do and what you didn't do. It is very important that you always have a report of whatever you do, whether you are telling someone or you are telling yourself. You must be able to give a report of what you do or what you did throughout the day. That will help you to be accountable. Sometimes we don't need people before we can be accountable for the things that we do. We can't hold ourselves accountable. And when you start learning how to hold yourself accountable, you will think about the things that you do before doing them. Before you make a decision, you think about it. Before you even say anything at all, you will think about it. Even if you don't have parents who have done that for you, shouldn't you help yourself? Because once you start working, and once you can tell the difference between good and bad, right and wrong, you are good enough to take care of yourself. In the aspect of making the right decision, you don't always need your parents to tell you what to do and what not to do. We need to get to that point where we don't always rely on our parents or our guardians to tell us exactly what to do before we can do them. When you know from the bottom of your heart that these things are not worth doing, these things are worth doing. You don't know tomorrow. You don't know tomorrow. And I think I keep repeating it in this video. God may decide to use you. If you think you want to live a carefree life, you don't want disturbs, you want to be a baby girl for life, a soft boy for life, one day you will just wake up and your mind will be working differently. The way you think will change. Your mindset will change. You know, like I always tell people, I always tell on social media that if God wants to change you, it just take a switch. You just switch you up, and before you know, you begin to do things that you don't normally do. People will wonder what changed. Even yourself will wonder what changed in you. So that is how God works. So you have to make sure that everything you do, you hold yourself accountable, and you're accountable for them, because you don't know the future. You may decide to be used tomorrow for greater things, but everything you do now are what will be used against you in future. Social media never forgets. Even Mark Zuckerberg himself never forgets. All those places that you go on social media that you think that your cookies are safe, your data are safe, trust me, some of them are not safe. Some of them are not totally deleted. One way or another, all the things that you think you've deleted will be digged out to be used against you. So you want to be careful in order to protect yourself and your future generations. You owe your future generations a lot of explanations. You need to make sure that you're making the right decisions. You need to make sure that every decisions you make are worth making and not affecting someone somewhere and are affecting you, because at the end of the day, when God wants to use you for greater things, a lot of details will be brought out about you, and you may be shocked when all these details are beginning to come out, when all these receipts are beginning to be digged out. The social media never forget. As you all see how a lot of greater people, how they talk about them, how they bring out the things that they've done in the past that even they themselves have forgotten. You want to make sure that one way or another you are doing your part so that your future is safeguarded. And the most important thing, your future generations, because at the end of the day, they will ask you a lot of questions. What did you do with your time? What did you spend your time doing on social media? Even in the physical, how did you live your life? All these questions are going to be asked. What would you say you did? How would you say you spent your time? What would you say you did with those time on social media? Because you're going to show them. So please, whatever you're doing on social media, be conscious, be cautious. It's very, very important. Someone somewhere is watching you and trying to make the steps that you make so that they don't fall, so that they don't make mistakes. So you want to be an influencer of light. You want to be an influencer of love. You want to be an influencer of positivity, productivity. When people see you, what do they think about you? Because when we come across people, people can tell who we are, and we always leave a memory in their mind, in their heart when we leave them. So what do you want people to tell about you? Or when they spend just 1 minute with you, what do you want them to remember you for? All these things are very important. We may think they are not important, but they tell a lot about us. And every memories you create, every impact you make in the lives of people will never ever be forgotten. So what kind of impact are you making? What kind of memory are you creating? We want to go through them and also analyze and make sure that you are accountable. Make sure that you're doing the right thing. If you are not, try to change, because I know that change is constant. Anyone who is doing somehow today can decide to change tomorrow. But above all I am saying is, we want to make sure that you are doing the right thing on social media. Apart from your future generations, your life is affecting someone somewhere. Someone is watching after your footstep. You don't want to be the reason why some people are making the wrong choice. You don't want to be the reason why some people are making the wrong moves. So you want to analyze the kind of moves you make, the kind of decisions you make, and the things that you do on social media, so that you are a positive influencer. You are an influencer of productivity. I hope this video is not too long, because this video is pointing towards every sphere. Wherever you are, is pointing towards every one of us. No one is left out, including I myself. I hope this video has been of help. I hope this video has blessed you. I hope you are having a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video to this moment. I really appreciate you for spending this precious moment with me. Thank you. My name is Oluwatosin, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.